Hello world, this is Zan. I'll be recording my perspective as M.A. Abysia in the Dominions 5-game Stairway to Eternity. This game will also be casted by Dartimos at Dartimos Dominions, and I've managed to convince at least one other player to record their perspectives on the game as well. I'll try to get more, and that way you'd be able to flip-flop between our views and see how this is actually all playing out. Now, let's look at what actually happened on my end. I will be doing all of this live. I will not look at the turn beforehand, so I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm not going to play perfect, and the best I can do is walk you through what I hope happens when I send some commands out. But I'm probably going to do pretty bad. So we'll see how it goes. So I did turn one on my own because there is only one thing to do on turn one, or a few things. So here we're going to start on turn two, and we've already got these proclamations, which are going to be prophet names. And the usual thing that you do with your prophet is you name him something funny, something cool. And if you don't rename your prophet, then you get pointed and laughed at. So we'll go through the list and we'll see what everyone named them. This here will be Lazarus, founder of the Necropolia. This is the prophet of Novel Sarasier. He is a premier Armor player. I think that is all he plays, and he is fantastic at it. We have Mikland. This is my friend Gripper for Life. He is renowned for defending his capital, and I did convince him to actually record his perspectives. So if we fortunately are able to bring him to his capital, we will actually see some really cool defenses on a shoestring budget. And speaking of budgets, it looks like he named his prophet from. And I'm quite disappointed at that. Better players than me can actually read the name of his deity over here. So he has a pull for deity and read their titles. And by those titles, they're able to tell what their magic paths are, what their scales are. I'm not one of those players. I don't know any of that. We'll figure it out as we go. Next, we have Satis with It Keeps Coming Back, the prophet of Uncomfortable Itch, King of Wildlife. I do not know. Oh, no, this is Sakane. Sakane is a very good player. I have fought against him a few times, and it is terrifying each and every time it happens. I hope I do not fight Sidis. We'll explain why when we get there, if we get there. Pangea has Peros, and because that sounds Greek, I'm going to assume that he did not rename his commander, and he will get pointed and laughed at. Although his god, Alice, Alice, and Alice, he might get some brownie points for that, but not renaming your commander is a terrible thing to do. Shame. We have Fascia with You Want Memes. I'll show you memes. The Prophet of Humbug. Okay. I really don't know what memes you can do with Fascia. The player here is Kirby1, I believe. He's also pretty darn good. I'm trying to convince him to record his perspective as well, and we will see what memes he actually does. Naba, I have no idea who's playing this. Ebrium does not sound like a renamed prophet, so we have another one in the shame pool. And just to note, this probably will affect my decision making on what I do in the game, who I attack. As the prophet of 1 dozen and 1 knights. Creative, I'll give him that. We have Relay, the Lovecraftian horrors in the sea, with Fugly Squid Guy, which I think is a fair description, and the prophet of typical scales build. So if this is true, and usually I go with misleading god names, if this is true, then he will just sit in this lake for a while and then come out way later in the game. If he plays like I play, where I'll name my prophet or my god Milk and Honey, for example, as I did, and they have death scales and it's a horrid wasteland you don't want to live in, then we'll see what creativity he pulls out of the water. And here we have our first battle because, of course, I blind expanded because I'm Abysia and I usually can get away with it. And of course, because this is being recorded and this is, a game that's going to have a lot of eyes on it, the first province I blind expand into has elephants. And that actually tore me a new one. Not as bad as it would happen to almost any other nation, but this is not what I wanted to see. So I just all my tests, I've just done a typical line formation, run them forward, and usually that's able to handle whatever comes at them. So here, the elephants are going to come in, and they're going to smash right through. Damn. That is unfortunate. And then their humans come, but who cares about these guys? They can't chew through the plate and heat auras of the Abyssian infantry. And the slingers, they might as well not even be there. Yeah. So I'll speed this up because it will take my guys a very long time to actually get to the slingers. But once they get there, they're probably just gonna crash in there and rout them immediately. Yeah. And then because of the heat auras, they're all getting lit on fire. Excellent. Other than the elephants, that's great. But of course, with my luck, I will run into elephants. So backing up to the rest of the turn. So I spawned here in this cave, which is excellent. I want the darkness because my guys can see in the dark and most other people can't. The reason I chose to blind expand here was this province. Usually when a province is geographically large like this and has little houses, it's going to be a very profitable province, a lot of gold, maybe not a lot of resources. There's probably someone here. I'm going to take a bet. Because it's a wasteland, it's either Nabab because they want wastelands, or it's Greba because he just gets wastelands. If it is Miklin, he will probably not want to do this. Actually, if it's Nabab, they both will probably leave this alone for a while because heavy cavalry is terrifying even to me. So I'm actually not going to run straight in there. Let me see what my recruitment looks like. Get more of my sacreds. And I can't get all of them yet. So rather than... I can go here and get more resources for my capital, recruit more sacreds, expand faster, or I can go here and get more money. What I think I can do is if I have this army here, and usually the starting Abyssian army goes for a while, I'm going to have them hit the forest, hit here, and then round back. Because getting this cave, there's a chance there'd be Zots there, which are tiny little bat people. And they have some pretty good paths of magic. They can also attack rear. Pretty nifty. I doubt I'll get this because there's probably a player here. And because that's a forest, that's probably Pangea or I believe Asphodel's in this game too. Well, shoot. I might have one of these might also be okay, so I have either one of the centaur dryads people on my left and the other one could be on my right. So that'll be fun. Dryads are not fun ladies to deal with. I'm just going to keep the same line formation, stay behind troops. I did not profit this guy just because, again, we were blind expanding. Going to raise the defense to 6 so we don't have any terrible events to get rid of this. One thing I do have is assassins, and I could probably use that to clear this province out. So I'm going to recruit a commander. His job is going to be run in and tell me how many commanders are in here and how many heavy cavalry is there. Because if it's actually like, if it is just these 6, I can send my first expansion party up there and take it. But if there's actually like 10 to 20, then I'd rather just do my assassins and then hope that whoever's here does not come down and grab it, because that is a scared province. So to that end, I have been recruiting 2 assassins. They're going to join this first one. He's going to try to assassinate the first commander. These 2 will move in. They'll probably assassinate another turn, all 3 of them. And then potentially, if I had another commander, I could probably ping that right there and then, but so it'll take me a bit. These assassination expansion things, they're risky as heck when you start moving closer to other people's capital. Like, it'd be risky. There's no way I could do it on either of these 3. Even doing it on this one would be risky. It just depends on how like the scouting is and where they are. Because sometimes it gives them a free province and you don't want to do that. But these here are my cap ring? Oh, hell yeah. I don't feel like fighting that. I had moved this one here, just another. This province was geographically big. It is plain, so they might have knights. So I said, I choose you. I wish I would have chosen this one. That has a much bigger army and 108 income. And maybe after I clean this one up, I'll do this one as well. Relay is probably... One of these is Abysia. Probably this one. So Relay is probably in here somewhere. If I had to bet, he'd be in this one. So yeah, I have a few turns where I can just assassinate these easily. And if he tries to get on land, this is my cap circle, and I will just kick him out because I don't want to deal with that. So to that end, on my capital, I do need a profit at some point. And since these guys will be sacred, I'm going to recruit one of these guys because he's going to have better leadership. They have a pretty nasty profit shape. And then just another assassin because I won't be able to recruit a mage. So another assassin. He probably won't be assassinating. This guy is actually just going to be a very expensive scout for a little bit. But having a lot of assassins for your first war is not bad. To my research, I had already set this up. I want Blood 1 in case people jump onto my capital, which will likely have these Blood Mages on it. I can do like a quick, hunt for Blood Slaves and then do some Nymphs, which is a pretty good spell. 5 per Blood Slave, sends them to the back. My dudes could probably cast this twice before falling asleep, maybe 3 times. After that, into Thaumaturgy for, again, the same reason. We can grab some Mindburn. Communions on the way there. And after that, I'm just going to go straight to construction. Reason for this is I want to get a blood economy going very early. With that, I can make, I don't remember the exact name, but it's a contract that essentially summons imps perpetually. You put that on one of your assassins, and that can kill most anything, especially if I get it very early. Because my bless does not have, my bless is there to kill units, and it will kill units very good. The moment someone casts magic on me, like if Satis casts this is probably Satis, swamps. If Satis casts his poison foul vapors, that'll kill me. Pan or Asphodel, I think, can both cast it. I'm not sure. That'd be pretty bad. Nabal can lightning strike. Abysia can lightning strike. I can't deal with any of that. But if I kill all the mages, there's no one to do that. So that is turn 2. And I'll see you next time on turn 3.